Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I was a bit busy these past few days, that's why I was unable to make the preview of Tottenham versus Liverpool, the first leg of the Carabao Cup semi-final. So here's the review, and wasn't a great night for Liverpool. I'll be talking about the individual performance, the team performance, the substitutions, and the goal that we conceded. A lot of controversy around it. So the team performance, I think, was I wouldn't even say it was decent. It was pretty bad. I think the game plan was pretty visible. We allowed Spurs to press us while we built from the back, and that caused us to panic in some situations. A lot of misplaced passes and a lot of rushed passes, I would say. Kwanzaa was at fault, Simicas at fault, but with time we grew into the game, and then our chances started to come up, but we didn't make the most of them. I don't think there was a clear-cut chance where we could have said, this should have been a goal. Salah, I think, had another bad game. I mean, I didn't understand why Slot played him this game, because it was the first leg. I think we would have done well with a draw. And it's not like we don't have a replacement for him. We have Chiesa on the bench. He hasn't played a lot, I agree. But I think this is the time when you give him minutes and you let him prove that, he's an integral part of the squad and he can provide something. So Salah played. I don't think he did anything, decent. A lot of misplaced crosses. His passing was decent. Shots, I didn't see anything. Gakpo was our best forward. Came up with some decent chances. Had a few shots off target, on target. It didn't matter much because I think the whole team was bad. Jota, I didn't think have a lot to work on. I mean, he had a few decent runs which he made and some turns that he made. Won us a couple fouls, that's it. Defense, Bradley was really good. Simicas was okay. First half was a bit shaky, but then with time he became better. Van Dijk was again good. He had a good performance. And I was quite surprised when Endo came on because of Kwanzaa getting substituted off. The manager said it's not an injury. He wasn't feeling well, so that's why he couldn't complete the game. So Endo came on, and I think he was decent. He played really well. Our chances started to come up after Endo and Van Dijk, after we had that Endo and Van Dijk partnership at the back. So I think that's a great compliment for him, and I think that allows the manager to give Endo more minutes in future games. Simicas, as I said, was okay. Endo was good. Kwanzaa was... let's not comment on Kwanzaa because I don't think he played enough. Alisson had a very shaky moment in the game where we almost conceded because of his mistake. Lucas Bergwall was pressing us really high, and the first feint that Alisson gave was decent, but then Bergwall came back in and pressed again, and we were lucky that we didn't concede over there because Porro missed twice. And I think that was the wake-up alarm for us that we need to get into this game, but still that nothing happened for us. Substitutions, some of them I didn't understand. I agree, we were 0-0 at around the hour mark. We needed some creativity, we need some fresh legs. So we get on Nunez, we get on Diaz, we get on Trent. Trent comes on for Bradley, and I don't think Bradley put a foot wrong. I think he was decent, played a couple of brilliant passes, good defensively as well. But the question is, why do you take off Gakpo when he was our best forward? We know Salah wasn't having a great game. He wasn't influencing the game as much. So Salah should come off. And I agree you don't want to play Chiesa, so get Diaz in on the right wing. We've seen him play last year when Salah was gone for AFCON, and I think he did well. So Diaz could go right wing, Jota comes off, Nunez comes in, a like-for-like replacement, that's fine. But I don't understand why you take off the best player on the pitch who's actually trying to do something that might benefit us. Secondly, the change which I don't understand is getting on Konate. I think it was in the 80th minute, 80 plus minutes when Konate comes on for McAllister. First up, we shouldn't have McAllister in our midfield for the first leg. I think midfield of Jones, Elliott and Gravenberch, or Jones, Elliott and who's the other academy kid that we have? Tyler Morton. Someone like that could have played. So, and if you're playing him, then play him for the full 90 because he was doing well. McAllister was good. He played some nice passes. He was, turning in midfield and breaking up Spurs play, making some good interceptions. So that substitution I didn't understand because of Konate coming on. Endo moves into midfield, and I think it was Konate's mistake that we conceded the goal. He was bullied, pushed off by Solanke when the Spurs long ball came in. The goal that we conceded was very controversial. I don't think Bergwall should have been on the pitch. He should have gotten a second yellow card for the tackle that he made on Tsimikas. Reckless, broke up play, but we got an advantage. We kept playing on. So that doesn't mean you won't give the yellow card just because we started playing. If the play would have stopped or Spurs would have won the ball back, I believe the ref would have stopped the game and given him a yellow card. Commentators themselves were saying that he's got lucky that he's gotten away with such a tackle. So we've conceded then, no doubt about that, but it shouldn't have been Bergwall. Could have been someone else. But with the man down, I don't think Spurs make that play. So goal was, I think, controversial. Again, 1-0 down, they have a 1-goal lead. They come to Anfield next month. A lot of work to do, but it makes the game for us even more important. It makes it harder to beat them now because we have to field a strong 11 for that game. And substitutions, right? I was talking about substitutions. Trent comes on. I think he was way better than what we saw against Manchester United. Had a brilliant shot blocked also by Dragusin just in front of goal. So I think I was quite happy with Trent's performance. Okay, we made 4 substitutions, right? And we have Elliott and Chiesa on the bench. Why didn't any of them come on when we need a goal? We're a goal down, okay? I think we considered in 84th, 85th minute. I'm not sure, I might be wrong. We have another 5 to 10 minutes to play. Why don't we get on Elliott or Chiesa? What's your obsession with Curtis Jones playing the full 90 when he isn't making an impact? I mean, there are a lot of positives about Curtis Jones. I think his best attribute is that he holds the ball really well. His ball retention is quite good, can wriggle out of tight spaces. But these attributes are required when you're playing a low block team where, there are a lot of players around you, you're surrounded. And Curtis Jones, he did the same thing. I think there was a chance where Tsimikas had made the run. Curtis Jones received the ball, a brilliant turn, he beats his man. And I expected him to play the pass to Tsimikas because he had made the run. And he takes another touch, does another 360, waits for another few seconds and then passes it into midfield to recycle the ball. I think that's pointless for a game like this. I think this game has made us fans realize the importance of Szoboszlai. A lot of people were slagging him off because of not getting the numbers. But we realized his importance in these past 2 games. I don't know what has happened to him. He's gotten ill. That's what Slot's saying, but I hope he comes back soon because this performance is... I think this was worse than what we saw against Manchester United. Talking about our next couple of games, we play in the FA Cup against Accrington Stanley, and I think our second choice 11 has to play. Kelleher has to start. Bradley is playing. Tsimikas is playing. Chiesa has to play. Nunez has to play. Nunez, I think I wouldn't say he was great, but he made the most out of the situations that he was in. There was a shot which was blocked by the Spurs keeper. The flick, I thought it was off target, but he's made the best out of it, so you can't slag him off. And so talking about Accrington Stanley, Nunez and Chiesa have to play. I want Elliott on the pitch because he hasn't played a lot. Elliott, Endo, and then whoever you want to play. Gravenberch needs to rest, Salah needs to rest, Gakpo needs to rest, Van Dijk needs to rest. And with Kwanzaa coming off, we don't know what's happened to him exactly, but if Slot's saying he's ill, I assume him to be fine for the FA Cup game. But this puts us in a tricky situation in terms of for the squad depth. With Kwanzaa being ill, it shows that we only have 2 centre-backs now, Van Dijk and Konate, and they're our first choice 11. So I feel we need to make a couple of transfers in this January. A centre-back and a left-back would be really helpful. I'm not even asking for a CDM. I think what Gravenberch is doing is brilliant, and I don't think we need a replacement for that. I think we have Endo, who's a good backup. So in terms of transfers, a centre-back and a left-back, I think would be sufficient to see the season out. And then I think we can attack the summer transfer window. Next game after that is against Nottingham Forest away. Again, a very tough fixture for us. And we cannot play like this. This performance, if we play this performance against Nottingham Forest, they sit in a low block. We know how they play because we lost to them against we lost to them at Anfield. So I think we know how they play. They sit in a low block. You know, it is tough to break them down. Their centre back partnership of Milenkovic and Murillo is great, having a great season, Nottingham Forest. So I think we need a lot to improve. And tactically, I won't say we were outclassed, but we need to improve in certain situations where, you know, if something's not working, don't be so rigid that you have to, you know, implement that style of play only. We can make changes. That's what the bench is for. And I think we didn't utilize our resources well enough in the Tottenham game. Irrespective of how we played, I feel we'll bounce back from this result, and we have another leg to play at Anfield next month. So I certainly feel that we'll see a much better Liverpool side against Tottenham. And credit to the Tottenham team. The goalkeeper was making their debut. They have an injury-stricken squad. They don't have their first choice midfield, first choice defense. So I think the result for them is massive. And yeah, congratulations for, you know, having a 1-goal lead against Liverpool. But the tie is yet to be won. Thank you so much for watching. Always remember, you'll never walk alone, Reds.